Hello everybody. This is my third time doing this now. I just want to start by apologizing for the insanely long wait for this tutorial. I know I told you guys I would do it quite a while ago, and I didn't. And secondly, I apologize for any background noise, but let's go ahead and get right into this. This is going to be a tutorial on the item pickup system I uploaded, like a 10-second video, got like a lot of views, and a bunch of people asked in the comments for tutorial. So we're going to do that. We're going to start by setting up our workspace with a folder. And for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to name it dropped items because I'm also going to show you how to make them drop on death. And inside this dropped items, we're going to insert, can I just insert a model? A model, and inside that model, we're going to put a part, and actually we're going to make it two parts. So we're going to have this actual tool be neon red, and we'll have the other part be transparent. The transparent part is going to be like the hitbox of the tool because when you do this, I assume that you're going to be making it so that way these parts fall on the ground and like bounce around and all that good stuff. I'll make it blue instead so I can actually see my outline. We're going to name this transparent part proxy. And this other part can be named whatever. We're going to weld the other part to the proxy just for the purpose of this. And we're going to name the model test tool. It is important that the model gets named the exact same as the name of the tool that you want to be given to the player when they pick this up. Inside the proxy, you're going to want to put a proximity prompt, and you can set it up however you want. The action text can be whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it, I'm going to change it to pick up, and then I'm going to have the name, or where is it? Oh, object text. We're going to have the object text actually be automatically named to whatever this is. So we're going to add a server script, or just a script inside of the proxy, and we're going to just rename it pickup script so I can reference it later to you guys. And for this script, we're going to want to start by defining a couple of local variables just for simplicity's sake. So local proximity prompt, prompt, I cannot spell, equals script dot parent find first child proximity prompt. Okay, there we go. And for local, we're going to go local tools folder. Should probably mention at this point you're going to want to go into your server storage, you're going to create a folder, and you're just going to call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it tools. And then we're going to do equals game get service server storage dot tools. And for the final one, we're going to do local all tools equals tools folder get. We're going to do get descendants and just do it the same way as the last time. So now we're going to do proximity prompt dot triggered connect function player. So what this is doing is when the proximity prompt is triggered by the player, so like for this, when they press E, it's going to run the function, and it's also going to identify which player did it. So to start off, to make sure the player can't pick it up if they're dead, we're going to do if player.character.humanoid.health is greater than or equal to 1, then, and then we're going to do local tool needed. There's a couple different ways you can do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it. And then we'll do that equals proximity prompt dot parent dot parent dot name. And you could, if you wanted to go through and change it every time, change this to like test tool, or it would actually be this test tool. And while that works, you'd have to change this every time you put this script into a different tool with a different name, which is why just doing .name will automatically get the name of the model that you have in the workspace. That's why this is important. Then we're going to do for index, or just I, descendant in pairs all tools. So this will get every single part, every single item inside the tools. Do if descendant dot name is equal to tool needed and descendant is a tool, then. So this makes sure that the name of what we're looking for is the same as the name of the model, and it's also going to check to make sure it's a tool because it'll also look inside the parts inside the tools. Alternatively, you could use get children and remove this check, and it might actually work a little better, but just for this purpose, we're going to do get descendants because that's what my go-to. We're going to do descendant clone, which will make a copy of the part if it meets all the criteria. And then we're going to change the parent to player.backpack. Now, we're also going to include proximity prompt.parent.parent destroy because unless you want it to be like a giver that'll just give the player the tool over and over and over again, you want to add this because this will destroy it so they can't pick it up again. Now, this is it for this script. This is all you need inside there. Now, additionally, you're going to need to make a tool. So I'm going to make the tool the exact same, and I'm going to just change proxy to handle, and we can delete those scripts. And then I'm going to insert not a folder, we're going to insert a tool. And we're just going to put these inside the tool. And we're going to name the tool test tool. The test tool will go inside that tools folder we created inside server storage. So now, if we go and we play, I'll be able to walk over to it, and I forgot to do it again. Okay, go to your proxy, find your proximity prompt, and if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, uncheck the requires line of sight box. That was my bad. You just press E, and I've got it now. Would you look at that? So simple. Now, if that's all you want to do, and you just want to have those items be cloned in from somewhere and just around, that's cool. So make sure you get a proximity prompt requires line of sight off just for the demonstration. If you make this bigger than the actual thing, I don't believe you need to have that on. It's a little finicky though because you can grab it through walls sometimes. Now, to make it so that way it drops from a player when they die, or that it can be called from somewhere else, you want to make a folder inside server storage and call it droppable items, or whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you. You take your test tool and you're going to move it into the droppable items folder. Next, you're going to create a server script inside of the server script service, and we're going to call it drop handler just for this purpose. This script is also insanely simple. So we're going to do game get service players dot player added connect function player. This particular part of the script is actually available on the Roblox website somewhere for like as a basic thing. So that just detects when a player dies. So this will find when they go in, and then we'll do player.character added connect function character. And that will wait until the player's character loads in, and then we will do character wait for child humanoid dot died connect function, and that will wait until the humanoid loads in, and then when the humanoid dies it'll run this function. Now we will want to do local dropped item equals game get service server storage dot droppable items And then you can set this to be whatever you want, but specifically I'm going to just use our test tool, and then we want to clone it. And then we will take our dropped item and we'll set the parent to game workspace dropped items. Now I know this is bad form to use workspace like this. I believe you're actually just supposed to do that, but I'm going to do game.workspace. So this will put the tool into the folder in the workspace that you created, just so that way they're easier to manage. And then we'll take dropped item dot proxy, or whatever you named it, dot cframe, and we'll set it equal to character dot humanoid root part dot cframe. Now this will take the proxy and it will just make it in the exact same spot as the player's humanoid root part. This works for R15 for sure. R6, I think so. If it doesn't, just change humanoid root part to torso and it'll work just fine for R6. Now we're gonna make it, if you want it to stay there forever, you can just leave it at this. But I like to make it despawn so that way we don't get it cluttered. So I do this, which so it makes it'll wait 20 seconds and then it'll remove the dropped item. And it'll just be gone and can't be picked up. Now, if I'm correct, that is actually everything. So we're here. We're just going to do game.workspace.resolutethondar.humanoid.health equals 0. I'm now dead. It did not clone. Why didn't it clone? I think I'm missing something. I typed player instead of players. Just what happens when you type really fast. Alright. So now if we load it, we should be able to, there's a dropped item, I can't pick it up, see, I'm pressing E right now, it will not pick up because I'm dead, and now that I'm alive, it did pick up, and here it is gone, just like that. So thank you everybody for coming. I'm sorry for the delay once again in this video, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Goodbye.